All right, here we go. What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the 27th installment of the video series we are creating together. This is 2 Minutes with Jeremy, and I'm your host, Jeremy. As I've mentioned before, if you know anybody who is, kind of slacking in, their, routine of progression, they want to ask that girl out on a date, they want to start that little side business, side hustle that can generate them more income, send this video to them. I hope that this video can be the catalyst for that person to go out and take a risk on themselves. And that's the whole point of this video series that we are creating together. So I'm really glad that we are finally here for the 27th installment. And really, every single one of these videos is based on an idea that, I've kind of thought of, but I've kind of been in the moment, taught me that idea. And I hope that these real life experiences that I've been faced with will help somebody out there in the world as well. So share this video with anybody, everybody, your mom, your dad, your cousin, your sister, your brother. Everybody is welcome to the Nava Media channel. Hope that we can just grow together and, find new ways to kind of create a community of people that think, in a like-minded way. So I'm gonna get right into it. All right, 2 minutes, let's go. So the idea of this video is gonna be that shit is going to change real quick. Now, how can you accept change and how can you be ready for change are just these are just going to be a couple of ideas on how to do those two things. So let's get right into it. I wrote down three. All right, three. These are just kind of things I've touched on, I feel like, before. So they do kind of all align in some way, shape, or form, but every scenario is different, right? That, people are faced with. That I've been faced with, that these types of challenges have made me think of the strategies that I'm going to give you. So number one is you have to stay flexible, not fixed. So you have to just be willing and able to understand that change is going to happen. Like it's inevitable. It's inevitable. Things are going to move. You're going to lose friends. You're going to gain friends. You're going to meet new people, and you're going to be in new experiences, even whether you like it or not. So if you know how to stay flexible and be willing and able to, be accepting of those experiences, I think overall your entire being is going to learn more, but I think that overall it's just a good way to live your life. The second thing here is always understand that, your identity can be more important than your outcome. So the person that you're going to become by being able to accept change is going to be a much better person because of the trajectory that you're going. And if you're able to accept that, maybe the outcome that you wanted wasn't what you were really expecting, but the person that you're going to become in order to learn how to overcome those outcomes in the future, as well as maybe even gain some new skills and knowledge in that process, overall is the entire point, I think, of, why we can learn from experiences, whether they're good or bad. Last thing is curiosity beats control. So overall, I'm just an extremely curious person. It's just a personality trait of mine. I've always been called that. I've always been told, you're always asking questions, whether they're good or bad. And, a lot of my mentors, have told me that asking questions you can never ask a stupid question. Now, I do think sometimes you can, right? You want to be careful with how you ask certain things, but overall, yeah, it's just you want to be curious and you want to understand that curiosity is natural, and that, helping other people with your own curiosity, I think, beats trying to have control over a scenario or situation, at any point, because life will just throw curveballs at you all the time. So you just got to be ready to know how to, pivot and stay, motivated, to be curious, and to continue kind of to move forward. Just know that shit can change real quick. People can switch up on you. People that you thought, were going to be your friends forever, maybe they're not your friends. And like, it's okay to know that, where you're going, and not everybody either belongs on the same path, and that it's okay to, ride solo for a little bit. And I think that makes you stronger at the end of the day. So, if you got any value from any of this information, please share it, as mentioned. Let me know how you are with accepting how change is thrown at you. But yeah, give this video a like, a comment, and share this with others. I will catch you guys in the 28th installment. Peace.